High Voltage Software is a developer that I remember quite well because one of the first reviews I ever did was for the game Hunter the Reckoning. When I saw the features that High Voltage Software was giving to the multiplayer for the Wii on the Conduit, I thought it would actually be a big seller on the Wii. The Wii truly has a need for games that would appeal to the hardcore gamer. I was a bit surprised when sales were lower than expected, but even more surprised when they announced that they were making a sequel called Conduit 2. However, with the way the Conduit ended, it made sense to make a sequel. If you aren't familiar with the way that the Conduit ended, don't worry because you're going to see how the Conduit ended at the very beginning of Conduit 2. In Conduit 2, you again play as Agent Michael Ford as he tries to discover about the Trust organization and the secrets going on behind it. Unlike the original game, Conduit 2 features a hub system that lets you play through the campaign in a non-linear fashion. During the time of the campaign, you'll get over 20 weapons and each of them offers some kind of secondary fire mode. While some might be just iron sights, some weapons have alternate firing modes that are drastically different from their primary firing modes, and you'll definitely want to check all of these out. Plenty of customization options are available as well. You can customize what each button does on your controller, how big of a dead zone you have when you're using the Wii Remote or Wii Remote with Wii Motion Plus, the HUD that you have, such as the color of it, the opacity of it, and even where things are on the screen, like your health bars and where your status updates come, things like that. You'll even be able to change how quickly you turn and how fast you move within the game. There are so many customization options, I really couldn't go through all of them at once, but you'll be able to see most of them throughout the video. If you like boss battles, the Conduit 2 seems to have more boss battles. Actually, that was something that the fans complained about in the first game, and they seem to have improved upon on the second one. I got to see one of these bosses in just the first level, and trust me, he's pretty big, and it looks like it's going to be a great fight if you are into boss battles. The multiplayer portion of the game is fully featured, something that you really don't see on Wii titles these days. Modes include Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch, Capture the Flag, VIP, and Annexation, where you need to capture control points on the map. Other modes are available, but I don't want to ruin the surprise for all of you. I don't want to cover all of them before I have the review out. But so far, if you like multiplayer games, you are not going to be disappointed with the number of multiplayer options you have on this Wii title. When you enter into multiplayer, you can change your loadout before you actually enter into the multiplayer battle, or you can change on the fly when you respawn. You have 4 loadouts available to you, and they can be loaded with a primary weapon, a secondary weapon, a grenade type, and suit upgrades. Not only that, but you have a character model that is assigned to each of the loadouts that you have, and you have even more options to change the appearance of your in-game avatar that's associated with that loadout. There's a lot of options, and you'll definitely not be disappointed seeing what they have available out there for you. Let's say you want to play some multiplayer, but you can't get online at the time. Well, Conduit 2 has done something that you aren't going to find in a lot of Wii titles. Split-screen multiplayer is actually available on the Wii. All of the multiplayer modes are available for up to 4 people on the same Wii. Not only that, but there's a special invasion mode that is also included. In this mode, wave of enemies come up against you, and they start out smaller, and then there's more and more enemies coming at you, and the more difficult it gets, the further along you go. It might sound like something familiar from another popular shooter, but it's great to have this included, and I won't be surprised if you find this kind of mode in most other shooters as well. As you play the single and multiplayer campaigns, you'll actually earn experience and gain levels. As you do, you will earn upgrades and weapons that can be used in both the single and multiplayer games. This isn't anything new in the multiplayer arena, but it does make you feel like you're making progress in each match. After seeing Conduit 2 in action, I have to say that I came away impressed. The multiplayer is a lot of fun, and there are enough control options that it shouldn't take long to find a control scheme with the correct sensitivity that you like to use to play with. With quite a few more surprises coming, Conduit 2 looks like it will be a title to watch on the Wii.